Episode 118. Thank you all for joining to the Dom Joseph podcast. Man, it's been a great week. I say it's been a great week because I'm finished with finals. That was the last time I talked to you. A lot of people in academics or in a job, sometimes require you to have this piece of paper. And I guess that's just how things go nowadays. You got to have something to qualify you to be something. And, I'm complaining about it right now, but I'm going to school. So I guess I'm a little bit of a hypocrite in that sense. But anyways. Myself too. I'd like to thank me a little. Anyways, I've been on the Bruno Mars vibe lately, 24K magic or 24K magic. I've been listening to this all week and I messed it up right when I say it. That's what's funny. Yeah, I mean, I've been liking the good mood music lately. There's a lot of 808s and there's a lot of sad music out there that you could easily consume just as easy. But I like to listen to music that makes me feel really good. And Bruno Mars right now is kind of on that grind. So I'm a dangerous man with money in my pocket. Keep up. Hey, that's kind of the vibe I got right there from Bruno Mars. Got that 24 karat vibe going. If we're going to make it like I got that coming out. I don't even know what I wanted to say. I think I wanted to say something about commodity cheese, but that's not that bougie. I got that per cap in my pocket. Dangerous man. I don't even really know. Seriously, I'm not really a lyric person. But I want to start being more musical. I think it'd be really cool to produce music, either be behind the scenes, kind of like how editing is for podcasting. I think I would really like to be a producer. I already am an audio producer, so to take that the next step further and produce audio would be really neat. And to make really cool music for people like Bruno Mars, but maybe eventually meet him. And I think I do that a lot. I think I personally get into something so much where I want to work for them, or not for the person, but more be a part of it. I was drinking these energy drinks and I liked them so much I was considering applying to work there. And I'm not really an energy drink person, but I had 2 of them and I was like, oh, I should work for them. But I think that's me trying to be okay, they have something great going on. How can I be a part of it? And how can I make it better? And maybe that's my thing I have going on in my head where I gotta I don't know, think about it like that. But yeah, I've been thinking, does anyone else do that where you really like something, say you like something, I'm trying to think of the color blue, and you just go all out, or you really like a song, you listen to it all the time, so much to the point where you want to meet the artist, you want to be like that artist, or you want to do stuff like them. Maybe I'm like that. I kind of think of myself like Ditto the Pokemon sometimes, where I adopt some moves from people, but I go back to my original self sometimes too. That's when you go to a movie and you like that main character because they have a cool feeling, and you're I want to be like that. You walk out and you kind of act like that main character a little bit. That's what I mean. Say you went and watched Beauty and the Beast, and you wanted to be kind of like the Beast for some reason. You walk out of the theater, you feel like him, you start acting like him. You just pulled a move like Ditto. Ditto the Pokemon is like this pink, wavy looking thing, and he copies you. So what I'm saying is, when I say I feel like I'm like Ditto, I feel like I'm kind of like taking inspiration from multiple places. I think most of my inspiration, personally, like, yeah, this is kind of a deep tangent, I guess. My inspiration comes a lot from, like, the first layer I would say would be my family and my cousins and what they do. My auntie, or, you know, my mom, or, you know, my grandpa, my cousins. Like, that's the first layer. And then, like, the second layer would be, like, people who I look up to who aren't my family. And then, like, you know, that's family, friends. Like, I consider my my buddy Thomas's family and my buddy Brock's family, like, my friend's family. Like there's that next tier that isn't my family. And then, like, after that is, like, inspiration, like, people who I don't know if I'll meet, but I really like what they do. Like, Kid Cudi was one of those people. Theo Vaughn was one of those people. Joe Rogan. And not necessarily, like, everything they do, but, like, what they're putting out to the world. Like, I really respected the podcast that Theo and Joe Rogan were doing, or still doing. And Kid Cudi is the music he's putting out to help kids, and not just to help kids. You know, he obviously has other reasons too. But now it's kind of like on this Bruno Mars feel, where I've always respected him as an artist, but now I'm starting to look at it as, like, his music makes me feel good, and that feeling good is going to translate into something that I'm doing. So yeah, that's as far as I'm going to go into that. But, like, inspirations right now, definitely Bruno, Theo Vaughn, JRE. Also my favorite athletes too. Like Manu Ginobili, Tim Duncan, Ed Reed, a lot of, you know, great players. You know, I got to throw in it, you know, Ichiro, Ray Allen when he was a Sonic, not a Celtic. Anyway, I was, before I came in here, I was kind of, like, looking at my hair, slicking it back a little bit. Actually, I have this, like, little mirror right here now, so I can, like, I can see how it is, like, as we're on air. And, you know, it's looking decent, you know. That's how I feel like when I'm, like, at the barber and they hand you the mirror. Who in their right mind is like, nah, I don't like it? You know, there's been times I've had bad haircuts and the barber holds the mirror, or I see it the whole time, and I'm like, I know they're messing up. I know they messed up. And maybe I got to get better at being like, yo, you messed up my hair. But you know what? I don't. You know, so I'm trying to get better at that, I should say. But before I came in here, I got this, like, little Q-tip holder. And I was like, I thought about it before I bought it. I was just kind of going on, like, an impulse buy, kind of like, I don't know what I'm doing here. But my auntie was with me, and she actually bought me this little Q-tip holder. And I was like, okay, well, I mean, I don't know if I really want to start cleaning my ears a lot, because I have Q-tips under the sink. And I partly did that because if I do it like that, I'm not going to clean my ears as much. And I hear from a lot of people that Q-tips aren't really good for you. So I was kind of like, okay, I'm going to get this, but I'm not still going to use them. You know, ever since I got that Q-tip holder, I clean my ears every time I see it. So I'm in this constant battle of, like, should I use Q-tips to clean my ears, or should I not use Q-tips to clean my ears? But I'm also like, what else am I going to put up there? Like a warm towel or something? But I don't want it to get too wet because I don't want my ears to get hurt. And I have heard from sources close to me, I should say, that ear pain is no fun. And I don't want to test that. There's a couple things where people will be like, oh, like your reflex under your knee, if you tap it, it will kick. I'll be like, oh, I'll test that. Try that out. But if someone's going to tell me, yo, having ear pain sucks, I'm not going to be like, okay, let me jam this Q-tip into my ear to feel it. I've done that too. Like with Q-tips, like I put the Q-tip too far into my ear sometimes, and that's just horrendous. Like that split second feeling is already too much. So, yeah, ever since I bought a Q-tip holder, it has definitely made me clean my ears more with Q-tips. But I'm also like, I will say, like, when I'm in the shower, I'm trying to clean up, I will try to, like, clean behind the ears, because that's what you're supposed to do. And I don't need to sit here and tell you guys about hygiene, because, you know, that was the class you guys took in probably 4th grade or 5th grade. Maybe your mom and dad or auntie, uncle, or grandpa or grandma told you about hygiene when you were a little younger. You know, I knew about hygiene when I was a kid. I knew you had to shower twice and you had to brush your teeth twice and deodorant. If you do those things, you're pretty good. So if you're struggling with hygiene, just know if you shower twice, brush your teeth twice, and put on some deodorant, you're doing like a B. You got a B grade. You're doing pretty good. If you want to make that an A, you could try flossing. You could, I would also throw in, you know, clipping your fingernails to be part of the B group. If you want to get an A, I would say like floss maybe. What's another? Lotion, you know, moisturizer or sunscreen maybe. And then other than that, you don't need to do your eyebrows. You don't need to do some things, but I would definitely say like shower twice, brush your teeth twice, put deodorant on, and trimming your nails. Trimming your nails is key. And I should say, like, I struggle with biting my nails sometimes. I don't know if it's like so much that I get nervous or if it's just that I do it just to do it. I think I do it sometimes because I'm nervous and I don't know what to do. So I do bite my nails. But I'm trying to get better at it. I've heard like people try to put Tabasco sauce under their nails and get like this thing that like you could put on your nails that makes them like taste bad. I haven't got that far yet where I'm like really don't want to do it that bad. But anyway, it's about improvement. There is a message I want to, you know, reach out to people and say, you know, I've said this multiple times on here, but I'm going to make it apparent. Because there's some people who don't listen to me every episode and they don't see every one of my clips every time. If you are struggling with mental health and you don't really have somebody to talk to, I want to offer my hotline to you, which is 425-320-3641. You could call in and say, hey, I've got an A on my test today and I'm really proud of it. And then you could hang up. You don't have to leave your name. You don't have to, you know, whatever. You can leave it anonymous. You can leave a message at the end, like, please don't post this. But, like, you have a space here in the podcast. I don't care if you're man, child, woman, dog, res dog, or a refrigerator for that matter. I don't care, you know. But if you need somebody or a place to feel like you could share great news, or even like, hey, I got a C on this test, or hey, I don't know what to do. What would you do? I want to offer that. I have a hotline here at the podcast. That is not my direct number. You know, leave a message. You know, tell me about the good things you have going on, because I know sometimes people go home and they go to talk about things. I don't know what it is. Hey, I broke a new record at school. And nobody wants to listen. I'll listen. I'll listen to every voicemail that's sent. And I really appreciate it. And I do this because I know how great it feels to have somebody who listens. So yeah, 425-320-3641 is where you could call in, leave a good message about your day to make you feel a little good, or maybe, you know, talk about some things that you have going on. I don't answer it. You just leave a voicemail. but I'd love to hear what you guys have going on, just so you have someone to talk to. But I do. I only have one, and it's because it's my girlfriend's pink straw that she uses for her water and her coffee. We have one straw in the house, maybe two, but not the metal one that's like curved. When did everybody get that like metal straw that's slightly curved? I feel like everybody has it now. I feel like there was a memo, like there was free ones that were given out or something, and now I don't have one. So I guess I just feel a little left out when that happens. But, you know, I can't feel left in every time. I can't be included in all the cool things. You know, so I feel like some dogs feel that way too. Because I feel like dogs, you know, there's so many breeds of dogs, right? And there's obviously like the dogs who are hanging out and they're cool with each other. And then you got like the dogs who are kind of like, man, I'm a little bit of a mutt, man, but I'm trying to have a good time. You know, they're walking around and, you know, they see these dogs who think they got their stuff together and stuff. And, you know, I think if I were to be a dog, I honestly think I'd be a wiener dog. I really want a wiener dog. I think wiener dogs are a great dog. I think they're very territorial, brave, heroic. I just think they're the peak dog. You know, I also want like a bigger dog too, don't get me wrong, but a wiener dog would definitely be my first choice of dog. And I just think they're really cool. What kind of dog would you want? You know, if you don't have a dog, of course. You know, I think my wiener dog, you know, I'd be walking around. Yeah, he's half husky, half wolf. One, you know, that always happens too. You know, you're on the res and people are like, "Oh, what kind of dog you got?" "Oh, he's half wolf." There's no way that little bulldog is half wolf. You know what I mean? "Oh, yeah, I love the dog. What kind of dog is it?" "Oh, he's part lab and part Rottweiler, part husky. Oh, yeah, and part wolf." Well, you have two dogs. What about your little French bulldog over here? "Oh, he's just French bulldog and, you know, a little Chihuahua. And I think he's also Siberian husky. Yeah. And also, I think he's got a little wolf in him." They just always got to throw in the wolf. You know, I've seen some dogs that are actually part wolf. Jill has, my girlfriend's mom actually has a dog that's part wolf. Like when I look at that dog, it looks part wolf. So I'm not making fun of that dog. I'm talking about dogs that don't look wolf. And also shout out to Jill. And this is the situation I'm talking about. It's just like a lab, like a mutt. Like I think every dog actually has wolf in him. I think that's like the funny part. Yeah, you know, there's always he's part wolf and half husky. But yeah. Oh man. I was actually playing, I forgot to talk about this actually. Went and played a league basketball game on the res with my cousins, and we were down a couple players, so that means I got to have a little bit more time in the game. And I went in and I shot, and I didn't really make anything. I had a couple rebounds, and my stat line, I got in the books, you know, like I usually say, I got in the books. And I've always been kind of the bench guy. I mean, unless I go play at the Y or the rec or something, I'm going to be like the guy who's playing. But like in an actual game, I'm kind of like the sixth guy or the seventh guy. And that's okay. I'm not trying to, you know, say I'm the starting point guard or anything. But I know there's a common frustration among a lot of players and basketball. You know, you're already getting beat by a certain amount of points. Say you're like down 15, there's a minute left, and you sub your starters out, and then the bench goes in, and you're just trying to end the game, right? There's nothing worse when the bench guys go in and they just start hacking. Like they just start hacking everyone and making the game go by longer. Like you're like, the bench goes in, just in your head, you're like, just don't foul. And they're just making this minute last the longest time they can. And I say that because I was that guy. I've gone in there with 2 minutes left and I've fouled. And then they get 2 long free throws. And it's just, oh, man, it's just hilarious to me sometimes. It's just like, just don't foul, please. That's the feeling we all have, is just don't foul. I'm trying to just go home, man. Oh my gosh. What also, cracks me up is I actually have the hotline available for people who want to like respond to things I have going on. And that's, commonly asked funny questions or whatever. And I actually asked a question this last time, which was, what is your favorite logo and why? And I got a couple responses, but I wanted to share one that really stuck out to me and that I was really appreciative of. So without, this is my buddy, Thomas, he's been on the show, I think 3 times. He almost has the record. I think it's him, Alex /Verbo is the guy who does the intro music, shout out. And then my brother, I think Mike has been on twice. So I've had a couple people who've been on multiple times. And, so he left this voicemail. So let's get right to that.
What up, Dom? Huge fan of the show. Just wanted to call in and say the best logo out there, the WSU logo, bro. It's got the W, the S, and the U in there. It looks like a cougar head to boot. It's classic, timeless. It's recognized all over the world. Gotta go Cougs every time you're rocking that logo. Can't beat it. Thanks, man. Looking forward to the next episode.
And here's the thing. I agree. And, I went to Wazoo. I stayed out there for about, 4 years with my guy Thomas. And I agree. I look at college logos around the whole college NCAA, Pac-12. How many logos are just an initial? The Ducks, the Wildcats, the Huskies. What's another one that's also just a letter? Stanford. It also has like a little tree in there. UCLA is just a like Arial, like cursive font. And then Cal is like, maybe Times New Roman italicized with some fancy letters. But what I'm saying is Wazoo's logo, timeless, iconic, and it brings some energy. So yeah, shout out to my guy Thomas. Very, very great voicemail, I should say. Yeah. So what else do we got going on today? I wrote down I really want a wiener dog, and I can't stop thinking about that. And I also can't really stop thinking about what is like untouchable in your fridge at the house, or what is untouchable to someone at someone else's house that you think is hilarious. Because I know there's some like relatives who like don't touch the Diet Coke. That's off limits. You can have the ginger ale, you can have the squirt, you can have the Diet Squirt, you can have the red squirt, you can have Sprite, you could have the Doritos, you could have whatever you want in there, just not the Diet Coke. There's some things like that. I feel like if I were to get older and I had like you weren't allowed to have something in the fridge, it would probably be like just don't have the last one. You can have anything you want in there, just don't take the last one. And if you do, put a new one in at least. Like when you have a cold water bottle in the fridge, plastic one, and someone takes it and they don't refill it, it's like, I'm not mad, but I'm just upset. Because now I got to grab a cup. Now I got to get some ice. Now I got to do a dish. Like dish-wise. But anyway, I'm so thankful that I'm, here today with you guys. And just want to say thank you again for, listening, toughening through this episode. It was a PM episode, a little late, but those are like my favorite episodes, I think. And I also want to point out too, like, see, it's a little late. Anyways, thank you guys so much for being here. This has been episode 118, and I'm signing off here, and I just want to say thanks again. So, see you guys later.